keeps things going. Now, can you hear me on this Zoom? I think I'm off of Zoom. Thanks. Okay, so. Well, everyone, we are all here and we're ready for a very short meeting, which is what I hope. We're really not supposed to say that because it jinxes the length of the meeting, but I can't imagine this will go long. This is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022, and the first meeting of the year for the Food and Beverage Tax Advisory Commission. So welcome everybody and thank you for your time coming to the meeting. We will have a roll call if Michelle will help us, please. So we have a formal record.
Cheryl Munson.
Here.
Dave Rollo.
Here.
John Hamilton.
Here.
Julie Thomas.
Here.
Susan Bright. Here. Lenny Bush.
Here.
All are present.
Wonderful. We do have one vacancy on the advisory commission, and we hope to have that filled soon so that when we start next year, we will be off and running to a full start. Our agenda is brief. We will have election of officers, then we will review and consider approval of the 2021 annual report of this commission. And we'll look at a next meeting date in the new year. And we have approval of summary minutes. And I don't have copies of the minutes. Were those sent to you, Michelle?
They are here. They were included in the packet that was sent out earlier.
Okay.
They're from February. The minutes are from the meeting of February 19th, 2021.
There we go. That was the occasion of our last meeting, and I've really missed all you guys. So, okay, well, let's begin now with the election of officers. We have a chairperson and a vice chairperson to elect, and I've been sort of ad hocly filling in as president because I was the last extant elected member. So that's what happened for this
And we
year.
appreciate that very much.
And we appreciate it so much that I'd like to nominate you to serve for 2022 as chair.
Thank you. I will accept since I've been doing this.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? In that case, we don't really need a vote. We just should acknowledge this. Do we have to have some sort of vote by acclamation?
Let's vote by acclamation, just for that.
Just do a voice
Come
vote.
on.
Let's have a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And thank you all very much.
Welcome.
Okay. Next is vice chairperson, and I would like to nominate David Rollo and to carry on the tradition of having the city and county work together and share responsibilities for governance.
Second.
Mr. Rollo, do you accept?
Thank you. Yes, I do.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Without any more, let's have a voice vote. All in favor of Dave Rollo as vice chairperson, say aye.
Aye.
That was unanimous, and thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Rollo. This is your first meeting, and you've got 2.5 more months of this term.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. So our big job today is to approve the annual report for 2021. And this report is required by county ordinance. It happened when we passed the food and beverage tax. And the report must be presented to the county council, which has had enough on its plate that we haven't actually missed having this report. But we are approving the county budget tonight. And so by tomorrow, we'll be missing the report and hopefully it'll soon be ready to be presented to the council.
Just to get it on the floor, I'm going to move approval.
So
Second.
I'm going to share my screen in just a minute here. And so we can look at this, but you all have copies in front of you. And I'm sharing my screen for the public. And let's hope this works out. Well, now everybody can see.
Not up yet. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And I need to get rid of whatever is on the right side. That would be helpful, but
If you go to review, you can tell it to stop
I know, but-
showing.
review is being covered up. Here we go.
There you go.
Did I get rid of it? No. Okay. I would like to get rid of those comments. And how can I do this?
In track changes, you want to say not to show. You got it open, but you need to say that you don't want to show the markup.
There we go.
Yep, all markup. And it'll drop.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Extra duty on tutoring me through putting this on my screen. And I will need to get rid of this. Left. Very good. Okay. The report is straightforward in that it reviews just the very basics of
Mhm.
what has gone on from the business of the food and beverage tax. And it begins with members of the commission, and we all know who we are. Meeting dates and agendas. You can see that we had 2 meetings in 2022.
Mhm.
And, oh, excuse me, is this the wrong report? Yes. Now, pardon me for calling up the wrong report. I have to close this. And I don't know what happened with that. Was well, that's delaying us from having a short meeting, see? I'll get to us. Just a minute, please. Okay. Now we have the correct members of the advisory commission and the correct dates in front of us. And then we have a narrative summary of what went on.
You haven't opened the document yet.
It's still on. Okay. And I'm trying, there it goes. Maybe. I'm really trying to get the share screen going. Okay. The narrative summary is 2 pages and it in essence covers everything that you really need to know. And so I hope you will look at this and take a few minutes to do that because this is the crux of the report. What follows are tables and graphs presenting the financial information.
And I know that we are looking at the
Mhm.
written description and I just have a question, but it comes to the numbers
Okay.
here under 7. I don't know if you want me to ask that question or,
I think that's fine. If you're ready to ask questions, please do.
okay. Under Article 7, the summary of 2021 cash receipts and expenditures. I'm just curious, I can't quite get the math to work.
Okay,
If I take the county's beginning balance or the
Yes.
city's, either one, pick a winner, and add in the revenues received, take out the expenditures, it doesn't balance out. Is there, I'm sure there's something I'm missing here that I don't know.
I would, Mr. Lucas, would you please come up to the microphone?
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, so our office helped put this report together, and as I understand past reports, the 2021 beginning balance that you see for the city and county has been adjusted to account for December 2020 revenues received. And so those figures include December 2020 revenue.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they should. The beginning balance for the county was provided by the auditor. The city beginning balance, I believe, both of these numbers came from last year's annual report.
Yes.
The 2021 year-end balances as listed, and if you'd like to change this, you can, do not include the December 2021 revenues because those weren't actually in the account on December 31st, 2021. Those were paid, I believe, in January. So if the commission would like to make that adjustment, it could, but that's why.
That's why.
So you're basically, you're in this December 2021 balance, you're accruing the monies that we will receive theoretically in January for December.
Yes, that's basically it. I recommended that the 2021 year-end balance include revenues that are reported for December, but not actually received until January when the state sends them out. And this is because this had been the practice in previous years.
Okay, could we
And-
maybe just make a note to the financials that we've accrued, whatever that number is?
And
Some of us math nerds
Right.
hate it when you can't make the math work.
Right, and this is because in part 4, the multicolored chart
Mhm.
that gives a report of all the revenues received. It would be confusing to have that number there and then a different number
Yeah, I just think if
under
you,
revenues received.
I just think if you know, if we make a footnote to the
Right.
financials, I think that would be great. I agree. And beyond that, I'm ready to move approval of this document.
Second, with maybe I suggest one other edit perhaps.
Yes, please. There might be other questions.
Oh, yeah, further, but we're making that one change, right?
Yes.
To note that. I noted on the line chart, figure 1, I don't know the page. Maybe the 2021 number is missing from the blue and the brown county and city
Oh, the
listing.
cap.
I think it should say 2021 county and 2021
that-
city on
That
that
needs to
caption.
be added to that.
Okay, great. It's very helpful.
Thank you.
Appreciate all who've put this together. Thank
Thank
you.
you for your good eye on that too.
Yeah, nice catch.
I do pictures. Lenny does numbers. No, I do. I appreciate it.
Are there other questions or comments? Now, we do not have to rush through this. If you would like to take more time, we can have another meeting to do this. But we have the time right now to look at our small amount of text and our few tables, I think.
Do we take public comment on this?
I'm always welcome to have public comment. So when you all are ready, have made your comments or questions, then I certainly will open it for public comment.
I have no questions.
Okay. Jen? Are you ready? Yep. Okay. Before we vote, let's hear from the public. If anybody would like comment, and please raise your hand on Zoom if you are. We do have public in the room. Mr. Askins.
Sorry, I need you to come up to a mic.
Okay, you can come sit next to me because there's a mic right here.
Pretty sure this is going to prove not to be worth it. Dave Askins with the B Square Bulletin. On the same chart that Mayor Hamilton pointed out, needed a label on the legend. I think the names of the months probably also need some attention. June, I think, is Jen.
June became Jen. Thank you.
That's my only comment. Thank you.
We appreciate this comment, and all those women named Jen will be very glad that you made this recommendation. Okay. If there are any other attendees on Zoom who wish to make a comment, please raise your hand. Okay. Do you see any? I see none. I can't share my screen and look for participants at the same time. So,
Well, in response to Dave, you should do it. Jen should go to July in 2018, 2019, and 2020. 2021, it's spelled correctly.
multiple figures need to change to reflect that Jen is truly June. Thank you. Are there any others? Okay, well, the chair would entertain a motion for approval as amended. Mr. Hamilton, you have a question? But as amended, did it say as amended? Would you be willing to revise your motion?
Yeah, move approval as amended.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Let us have a roll call vote, please.
Rolo,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Bright,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Munson.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimous.
So thank you all, tax advisory commissioners, and let us go to the rest of the agenda. We do not need to meet until 2023. And Mr. Rallo and myself may not be appointed again to this commission. So we don't need to have any consideration, but the four of you who will hopefully be retaining your seats because there's no elections for you all or appointments for you all upcoming. Do you have any considerations? Would you like to meet in February or January? Because we need to have another report for the year 2022.
I vote earlier in the year than later. so
Early in the year.
January,
Late
February.
January then? Is that we can,
Sounds good to me.
I might recommend that we push this into earliest February because I'm thinking of when the auditors and the controller get their figures together. Mr. Lucas, do you have a comment about that? Okay. Michelle, how about,
I would prefer the February because we're trying to, the January is like closing out years, setting up a new year. So
Okay.
yes, February would be much better.
okay, well, we will then do a doodle poll once we know who all the members are, and we'll aim then for February. Okay, and now we have approval of the minutes for February 19th, 2021, which are in the packet.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? See none. We will have another roll call vote, or can we do a voice on this?
You can do a voice
Oh,
vote.
good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Thank you. The motion passed unanimously. Well, this concludes our business for the year of 2022 for the Monroe County Food and Beverage Tax Advisory Commission. But before we close, I just want to remark for the public that we had a very good year in 2021 in terms of the revenue that was received. And that is important for economic development in the city and the county. And people can view the actual numbers of the revenue received both this year and also historically on the Monroe County Council's website. There's a link to that information, as well as a link to annual reports. So I think that concludes our business, and I thank you all.
Thank you for your service, Madam Chairperson. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.